What's up, guys? Welcome back to F4A. I have a random subject for you here today, and I'm going to be discussing movie villains not thinking their plans all the way through. Now, for the first example, I'm going to be talking about Mission Impossible Fallout. For this movie, it's a Mission Impossible series. Most of them are pretty good. Now, in the beginning of the movie, they wake up in the hospital. The villain's watching the news, says his attack happened, and basically, from my perspective and his perspective and everything, he won. He won. Basically, he's watching the news of everything that's going on and everything, and they want and Ethan and all of his and his friends saying like are pissed off because we don't do this, we don't hurt, we don't do that, and everything. And from their perspective, they lost, and yet for some reason they're still interrogating him because they want all this information and everything. But from my perspective and this guy's perspective, literally he won. He doesn't have to give them any new information, and he still demands that they send this information to the news and everything, and basically read this off. And then he still, for some stupid reason, still says, just to get his stupid message out, that he still gives them the information. I don't get it. Why did you still give them the information? The antagonist even says it's useless information now. It doesn't matter now. But even still, you won. Why did you give them to this? Why did you help them? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why did you do that? It doesn't make sense, you stupid person. Why did you do that? Turns out they were tricking him. Now they know exactly who. He was watching fake news. The news crew was literally in the next room. I'm just wondering, I'm baffled by that. Why did you help them? You literally are watching, even if it's fake news, stating you won, and you're still, for some reason, giving them the info. Why help them whatsoever? Now you're basically implicating people that helped you. That doesn't make any sense to me. Stupid person. Now, example number 2, I may rant a little bit on this, but this guy on this movie, he's just the definition of really stupid villain. He does so many things, and basically that are just, you should not be doing this whatsoever if you're an action movie villain or even a real life villain. Why did you do this? This movie is Interceptor. It's a Netflix original. It's basically this facility in the middle of the Pacific. Its sole purpose is to destroy nuclear missiles that are heading straight to the U.S., and its purpose is to safeguard the west coast of the United States from missile attacks coming from that direction of the planet. That's its sole purpose. Now, to work on these installations, you need to go through a thorough background for top secret clearance and everything. Now, this guy, he is inside the room exactly as planned, exactly where he should be, right when the terrorist attack happens. And it's a very coordinated attack. It's very silent and everything. He's inadvertently injured in the fight, so he's unconscious for a while and everything. The main protagonist, she closes the door. She's offered $30 million just to open the doors. That's it. $30 million just to literally open the doors that the villains are locked out of. A lot of money. A lot of money. That's a good way to bribe someone if you're going to do that, or even blackmail someone. That's a decent price, in my opinion. But this guy, he wakes up from his unconsciousness and everything, and all the while she's distracted by her superiors and everything, and he opens the door. He goes on this whole stupid rant. The guy's name is Beaver, by the way. It's his nickname. It's a stupid nickname. And basically, the reason why he's doing this is, during his whole stupid little speech of why he's doing this, is pretty much he's a patriot. He believes in the real U.S., not the U.S. that's going on, which makes no sense to me personally, because the U.S. was founded by foreigners, and that makes no sense to me. In a nutshell, he's a racist. Literally, that's why he's doing this. He's a racist, and he just says, "I got 10 million reasons now to continue it." He got only $10 million. The main antagonist was offered $30 million just to open the door, and in his case, he opened the door and shot both of his friends that he's known, and he only got $10 million. Now, that's one of the stupid things he does. Besides that whole stupid rant about him being a racist and the real U.S. That makes no sense to me personally. I won't get into that, though. Now, number 2 is that, of his stupidity, is that the main antagonist goes on this whole prepared speech about how like the U.S. is gonna be like blah 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 and everything like that. And I'm just wondering the entire time for this guy in particular, why did you prepare this speech? Why are you doing this? If you're gonna be doing this and no one knows who you are and they don't know what you look like because there's no cameras on that facility that anyone can see because it's a top secret facility and usually there's no cameras at certain facilities. In this case, there isn't because they took them out. Now, in the case, this guy's case, why did you bother with this speech whatsoever? Why are you warning anybody? Just do the attack. Your purpose and the reason you were hired into doing this attack is to do the attack. Why are you bothering with the speech? That's the main antagonist's like level of stupidity. It's his ego. You're doing this just for the sake of your ego and money, which, personally, really stupid reason to betray. Now, let's go back to Beaver and his idiocy. The main antagonist, is talking to the people in the higher government, U.S. government personnel in the Situation Room and everything, and then they have no idea that Beaver's a part of this like terror situation, and he, like a stupid moron, shows his face proudly. Dude, you moron. They're in the Situation Room, which is likely close to the POC, which is nuclear blast proof, and you literally just showed them your face happily. What makes you think that they're not recording this and sending it to a safety server, and even then they turn on the live feed, so now literally everyone can see your face and you doing this. No, now everyone knows, and everyone who knows you knows that you're associated with this terrorist action, and you still showed your face happily. You idiot! Why'd you do that? You could have just stayed unconscious the entire time and just basically said that I didn't know what was going on, or just played dead, which is probably your preferred action. And in the case of like his $10 million too, it doesn't state, is this in US dollars? Is this in rupees? Is this in stock options? Is it in something else? It doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. You only asked for 10 and you only got 10. What? Now, that doesn't make any sense to me because that's a low amount in my opinion. Now, let's continue this though. Like step 3 of his stupidity. This guy's a loudmouth. If I were him, if I was like the main antagonist, I probably would consider this guy a liability, because he even says, I just showed my face to everyone in the world and my bosses. Now everyone knows I'm a traitor. You shouldn't have done that in the beginning. But also, this guy's a loudmouth. He's a liability. I would have, if I was the main antagonist, what makes him think that he's not just going to execute him right then and there? Why bother doing that? It doesn't make sense to me. And if I was the main antagonist too, I probably would get rid of this guy because he is a liability. He's not trustworthy. He literally betrayed. He's a traitor. He will betray you, and he probably will get caught, even if he gets like massive facial like reconstruction and everything. Eventually, you guys just showing your faces to everyone in the world, no matter how much money you got paid, they will eventually find you. Every government who just got like shared this information now knows what you look like, now knows your name, your contacts, your shady contacts, everybody, because even if like all the enemies of the US who sympathize with this tragedy now are against you and probably will turn you in just to save themselves the trouble. And he still did it, and they still did this. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Then now it's just also, he only asked for 10 million. Like I said, no matter how much money he got, 10 million, realistically, if you're trying to hide from someone from like in the shady underground or everything, that is a lot of money, but it's more than likely not a lot of money, because if you nuke like a dozen US cities, the world economy is just going to drop, and essentially that 10 million is going to be as useful as the mark was after World War I in Germany. You're going to have fun playing bricks with bundles of cash, and it's going to be useless. I don't think either of these 1-3 guys thought of like their plan through, because one of them didn't need to share any information. One of them didn't need to go on a whole speech because he was paid for this to do this act of terrorism. And the last one didn't have to show his face. He could have asked for more money, and he didn't consider himself a liability. And also too, even if and each one of them's paid for this if they nuke a city, it literally will drop the Dow in the U.S. and everywhere else, making global economy and the money that they demanded useless. I don't think any of them thought this plan through whatsoever. But let me know what you guys think of this down below. I want to have a real conversation with you about this. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.